So I have a little story time and it's very serious. If you're in Houston, Texas, you really need to be on high alert, especially if you're a woman.
Please, please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you. Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Now this is going to be just an audio chat. I won't be on screen for this video, obviously you can see. But this video right here, before you move to Houston, Texas, not just Houston, Texas, but before you move to Texas, period. And that's everywhere. So just keep in mind that these things happen everywhere. But there's been a lot of things going on in Texas with the HIV rate being as high as it is, and also with trafficking, people being snatched. They're putting stuff on your car in order for you to be distracted so they can basically snatch you away. Watch this video before you even think about moving to Texas, because people are sharing their experiences, and some of those things are pretty scary. Let's get into it.
So I have a little story time and it's very serious. If you're in Houston, Texas, you really need to be on high alert, especially if you're a woman. My friend and I went to a Mediterranean bar. And we had good drinks, good food. So when we got ready to leave, literally as soon as I was about to touch the door handle, my friend was like, "Don't touch it." And I was like, what's going on? And she said, "Come here." I went around to her side, which is on the driver's side. Oh my God. It was something on her door handle. And I wish that I could have gotten a video and picture of it to show y'all, because it was just really weird. And I'm like, is this really happening right now? Like, my heart was racing. I was really scared because I never would have thought that this would happen. So, I come over to look at what was on her car door, and it was like it looked like an alcohol swab, like those little alcohol wipes, and it was like stuck in between her door handles. So immediately, we run over to security to let them know. And I actually got upset because when we showed it to him, he was basically acting like it was no big deal. So I was just looking at him like a big side eye. And I'm a very suspicious person. Like, if I feel like something like that is a big deal and you're not taking it serious, like we told him about it, he was like, "Oh, I'm sure it's nothing." Sir, like, are you crazy? There's a whole alcohol swab on this door, and you telling us it's no big deal because it wasn't there when we got there. So that makes me think, okay, were these dudes in here watching us the whole time, trying to figure out who or what victims, that they could get? So I'm looking at him, and mind you, when serious stuff like that happens, stop, Penny, I'm trying to tell a story. Um, I'm automatically on high alert. So as we're talking to the security guard, I look behind us because, at a Mediterranean spot, you're around a lot of Arabs. And so immediately, I'm scoping the scene, looking around like, who could it have been? There were three guys standing right behind us, like on the curb behind us. And he did not break his stare. Like, he was literally staring at us on his phone talking. So I'm like, are you on the phone, like trying to plan this whole sex trafficking scheme? Because won't get me tonight. And I just thank God that he was really looking out for us, because I had two drinks and she had one drink. She was about to get another drink, but she was like, something told her not to get another one. And mind you, she had been already drinking earlier today, so, you know, she was like, if I would have drank that, if I had gotten another drink, this girl's getting on my nerves. But anyways, if I had gotten another drink, it's no telling what would have happened because she probably would have touched the door handle. And, you know, I would have noticed, like, why is the door not unlocking? Because, you know, we're leaving. And I would have walked over there, tried to help her up, you know, because, you know, when I've heard that from other stories from women in Houston that basically once you touch whatever that chemical is on there, that, you know, you start feeling funny and you pass out. So that would have been a perfect opportunity for them to, you know, come over, and as they see me trying to help her up off the ground from being passed out, that would have been a quick opportunity for them to come over, grab her, grab me, for us to never be seen again. Like, I literally know that I'm going to be up all night thinking about that because when I tell y'all that I'm still shaking up behind this, like, I still can't believe that that happened. I never in a million years thought that that would happen to us or me. Like, you think stuff is over and it's not. Sex trafficking will never be over. Never. So, ladies, when you're out with your friends, out by yourself somewhere, please stay on alert. You have to, because tonight could have ended so much different. It could have ended so differently for me tonight. And it's just wrapped in my head. Like, I can't get over the fact that I literally could have never been seen again. Like, it would have been a missing report out for the both of us because when I tell y'all, like, I kind of want to cry, but it's like, I want to cry at the fact that it almost happened, and then I want to cry at the fact that God is good. Like, God is so good. God is so good because He was really watching out for us. And to think that, you know, there's women that have fallen victim to this stuff and they just disappear. You never hear from them again. Like, that's the scariest thing ever. It's so scary. And I just can't get over the fact, like, I keep replaying that whole scenario in my head over and over, like, from the security guard, like, he was really making me upset because he was acting like it was no big deal. Oh, and I forgot the fact that, you know, after we tell him, like, I told him, I was like, those guys look really suspicious, like, the way they're just standing there, like, they were literally staring at us, the whole situation. Basically like, oh crap, we got caught. And they were on the phone the entire time, just staring us down. So you can't tell me that they weren't a part of it. There's no way you can't tell me they weren't a part of it. And then we tell the security guard, he was like, oh, I know those guys. They're always here all the time. So I'm side-eyeing him like, are you a part of this too? Because I'll call the cops real quick. I'm not playing with anybody. When it comes to my life or people I care about, I'm not playing. So I'm looking at him like, sir, do you not know what's going on in the world? Like, there's serious sex trafficking going on, and you're sitting here telling us that it's no big deal and that, oh, I know those guys, they come here all the time. I don't care who you know, I don't care how often they come here. It's some scheming stuff going on, and I'm not about to be a victim. That's what I need you to know. So he gets, you know, we asked him, do he have gloves? He didn't have gloves, so he uses one of the dollar bills that he got, I guess from a tip, to take the swab out of the door. So I go back in the restaurant to get napkins because I'm not going to touch my side of the door either. I grabbed a whole stack of napkins, opened the door, threw that napkin on the ground because I don't want any trace of that chemical substance on me. I'm not trying to pass out, not trying to fall victim. When I tell y'all that was the scariest ride back to my apartment when my friend dropped me off, like, we were on high alert. I was literally looking in the back seat to see if anybody was following us the whole ride to my apartments. I went in my apartments, got some Lysol, sprayed her door handle, She had extra napkins. Like, this was by far, I can't even talk. This was by far the scariest moment of my life. And I beg and plead for all my women in Houston, please be on alert. Look at your door handles, look at suspicious stuff. I mean, if that alcohol wipe wasn't there, it's no telling what would have happened. Because what if it wasn't an alcohol wipe? What if they would have just, smeared the chemical on the door handle? We would have never known. Like, we could have been never seen again, ever. So, ladies, please stay on alert. This world just gets crazier by the day.
So I wanted to come on here to talk about something that happened to me yesterday in my own apartments. I have seen multiple videos all over social media in regards to this matter. And just to give you a little backstory, if you have not seen what's been going on, but here in Houston, of course, we are known to be like #1 in sex trafficking. And with that being said, there have been a lot of incidents where items are being left on vehicles, your door handles, pretty much with the intent for you to come in contact with it. So pretty much these items are being laced with drugs or fentanyl, and what happens is when you come in contact with it, it pretty much causes you to pass out, or you can pass out, and obviously Lord knows what happens next. What ended up happening was I was on the phone with my mom as I'm walking out to my car, which always be on the phone, ladies, when you're walking to your vehicle, no matter where you're at. But I was on the phone with my mom, and I sit in my car and I saw a rose on my windshield, and I was gonna grab it, and then I immediately remembered, okay, like, remember all those videos I seen on social media, like, do not touch it. I live in Houston, Texas, guys. We are #1 in sex trafficking, and I know females are being targeted. At that, I live in a very good neighborhood, so I thought, I live in River Oaks, so this happened in my apartment garage. And I was on the phone with my mom when this was going on. She's like, just leave, make sure no one's following you. So I just hit like the windshield wiper blade switch real quick and like just saw it fly off. But as I'm driving out, I noticed one more car with the same rose, and I was just like, okay, like, I don't want that person to touch it. I don't know if it actually has drugs or not, so let me do something about it. So I did call the cops, just because I didn't want the rose to be actually laced with something and for the other vehicle to actually come in contact with it. The cops did come out. I did wait for them, and unfortunately the car that had the other rose was long gone before they could actually like seize it or send it off to testing. I went to my leasing office today just to let them know, for females mainly, to be aware of their surroundings. I'll be posting the photos after this just so you can see how it looked, because everybody was telling me like, yo, like the rose looks very sus, like it looked dried out, it looked dead, it was flattened too. I'm like, that's not normal. Like, it's already cool here, a flower shouldn't die like that, and I'm in a garage, like there's no sun directly hitting it. It just looked completely weird. So please be aware of your surroundings. Again, like I said, it happened to me in River Oaks. It could happen anywhere in Houston.
Ladies, if you're in the Houston, Texas area, please be very careful. There's a man going around to car windows, banging on it, harassing women, asking, make a little something shake for some canes. And I asked, what do you mean make a little something shake for some canes? Canes? Flavorless canes? Not even Chick-fil-A? And he was like, make a little something shake for some canes. Y'all, it happened right over there by that corner. Please be careful. They're going crazy out here.
Okay, so I had no intentions to make this video, but since I've been running across other people sharing their stories, I figured I would do the same. So yesterday after work at the end of school, picking up the kids, like it was middle of the day or end of the day, but it was still light outside. We all went to the grocery store as a family. So if you're familiar with H-E-B, that's the store that we went to. Again, it was in the middle of the day. I say probably like around like 5 o'clock ish. So we're getting out the car. It was all 4 of us. I get out and I start getting Harper out the car, and Frank is getting Cinco out the car. And so he went to go get a basket while I was waiting at the car, standing outside for them. and then he brought the basket over. So I go to Harper's side to let her out, and I put her inside of the basket, and then 2 cars down, I hear somebody saying, "Hey, help, can you help me? Help, help." So I look over, and it's a small white car, and it is a man that has, his window isn't like all the way down, and then his door is like cracked open, and he's like trying to sneak like talk out of it. So he is saying this, and I'm like looking at him, and first instinct for me is to ignore people. I probably should have said something, but in the moment I didn't. So I just look at him, and then I look like down at Harper, and I'm strapping her in the buggy, and he continues, and he opens his door even more, like he's about to get out. So I'm like like frozen in time, like thinking like, what am I gonna do if he tries to come? And so at the time, I remember watching a video where somebody was like, keep your back like to your car so nobody can come up and sneak behind. So like my eyes are on him and also on Harper, and I'm looking back and forth. And then as soon as Frank came around to put Cinco in the buggy, the man shuts his door, like slams it hard. So I'm like, okay, this man, obviously now he sees that a male is with me, he doesn't want to like ask for help anymore. But I look at him, and he's still staring at me. So my instinct, I'm like, okay, where's the van? Where's the van that's going to try to kidnap either me or children? Where is it? So I put my back to my car, and I start looking around, and sure enough, at the end of the parking lot, there's a white van. So at the white van, I see 2 men come out, and they have on moving a t-shirt. It was like perfect timing. 2 men get out of that car. They have on like moving t-shirts, but it looks really weird because it doesn't look like a moving van, if that makes sense. It's like a Sprinter van.
All right, ladies, I just want to take a second to make this video because I just feel like we need to be aware of this new trafficking tactic that they have in Houston. So and also stay together, ladies. Make sure you're looking out. If you see something, say something, all those things. So I am running some errands. I'm running to the grocery store to grab dinner for tonight. I had pulled up, and a big maroon pickup truck pulls up, and my baby's fussing a little bit, so I'm trying to get to the back to get him out of the car quickly. But this pickup truck stops me before I even get into the back seat, and he says, "Hey, I see you have a dent on the side of your car. I do body work. If you were looking to get that fixed." I asked him, "Do you have a business card?" He says, "I can give you a quick little estimate real quick, and we're in a grocery store parking lot, so I'm not really thinking of anything." As well as me and my boyfriend have been talking about, because I like to hit stuff in my garage that I need to get my car fixed. So I'm thinking, oh, perfect. Just fell out of the sky into my lap, whatever. So he said, "I'll park right next to you, and I can give you a quick little estimate." So I'm thinking, it's a safe environment. I'm in a grocery store parking lot. It's 2 p.m. on a Monday. There's a lot of people around. So this guy hops out the car, and he's looking around my car. And as he is, I forgot to mention, when he hops out the car, a skinny guy hops out the car on the other side, and he just darts into the grocery store. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe they were just getting here, whatever. So he hops out of the car, he's looking at the 2 dents that are on my car, and whatever, he's just talking. So as he's doing this, a girl pulls up, and she's like, pretty girl. And I'm like, looking around, like, she's like, "Get in your car. He is weird. Get in your car." So I'm not questioning it. If I hear somebody say that, I don't care. I'm going to get in my car. So I get in my car. He drives away. And, I go on about my business, going into the store and, going to get my groceries. But I do pay attention as I walk into the store. He gets back in his car, and he's slowly driving around the parking lot, literally hunting for another girl to stop. Don't know what his plan was. Don't know what's going on. So I see a worker right when I walk into the store, and I just let them know, "Hey, there's somebody in your parking lot. He's preying on women. I don't know what he's doing. He's asking people, doing body work, whatever." So the guy's kind of like, is he just trying to get business for his business? I'm like, no, he's only stopping women. I'm literally looking at, I can see him right now driving through. And mind you, he was in a parking spot next to me. So if he was for the store, he would have stayed in that parking spot. No, he is slowly just looping around the parking lot, only stopping and speaking to women. So I say that to say, seems like a new tactic. You know, it almost definitely, I'm like, oh, I need my car fixed quickly, blah, blah, blah. No. Make sure, ladies, and wait, stop, forgot something else. I get into the store, the skinny guy who had hopped out of the car runs out of the store, like, to go get back in the truck with him. And then I see another guy, which I don't know if he was already out of the car or what. He's literally, I'm seeing him every 2 minutes in the store. Doesn't have a buggy, has some hot sauce in his hand, literally just to look like he has something. Every 2 minutes, I'm seeing this guy. He's looking me up and down. He's turning around looking back at me, and I'm just like, what in the hell? So ladies, just make sure you stay aware and safe. And to the pretty girl that helped me out, thank you so much.
Okay, so y'all, I don't know if this only happens to me, but does anybody ever notice whenever you're coming from a location, or like, I just came back from the bus station, right? Just something like that. Or if you're on a plane, coming back from a plane trip, coming back from a bus station, anywhere in Houston, right? Does anybody ever notice that, like, it'll be random men, like, there just asking you, like, oh, taxi, and you'll be like, taxi? Who still uses taxis? But when you go outside, there's no taxis anywhere to be found. Let me tell y'all this story time. So this literally happened today. And if y'all know me, traffickers do not scare me. They piss me off. I'd be ready to fight them. Literally, I do not care. The whole idea of just taking advantage of vulnerable women pisses me off. Like, get the fuck on, you horny ass nigga! Okay, so I was at the bus station, right? I'm coming back from the bus station, you know, I'm happy as hell. I'm like, yeah, I'm back in the H-Town, right? This short Mexican guy comes up to me, and he was like, he gonna grab my arm, y'all. He grabbed my arm. He's like, what's some taxi? Do you need taxi? And I was like, no, I don't need taxi. Let go of me right now. You can let go of me. And he was like, you don't need taxi to take you home. And I was like, no, I don't need a taxi. You can let me go, though. You can let me go. I walk up to the front desk, telling them to keep an eye on him. And they said that they have been keeping an eye on him for a few days now, y'all. And they said that he comes every single day asking women for taxis. Why is he not in jail yet? Why is he not arrested up for questioning? What? And then another thing that I noticed is that he didn't ask no men, y'all. He asked like young teenage girls who looks like me or other women for a taxi. And then you gonna grab my arm. I should beat the fuck out of you. That made me so mad. Like, I'm not scared. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, let me go. I'm bitch, get the fuck out of my room. Stay safe, stay pretty, bring some mace. These traffickers are crazy, y'all. But bitch, I'm crazier. Bitch, I wish you would. The whole city coming for you.
Okay, listen. If you're thinking about moving to Texas, watch this. And I'm gonna tell it to you straight. This is coming from someone who has lived there twice and left twice. Let's talk about some things you need to think about before moving down there. Number one, if you are a person of color or you are LGBT, you need to be very particular about where you're gonna live. You cannot live everywhere in Texas. You need to choose wisely. This is still a southern state, and outside the major cities, there are still sundown towns. If you do not know what that is, please Google what a sundown town is, and look up Vidor, Texas, Santa Fe, Texas. Number two, if you are a woman, you need to be very cautious about moving there, especially if you are moving from a more liberal state. You are considering having children, possibly getting something that rhymes with schmickschmorschen. That's not going to be readily available to you. Number three, Texas is not as cheap as you think it is. It really isn't. You need to calculate your commute, calculate your car insurance. Because if you're moving from a place like Chicago and you're moving to Houston, you might be spending an hour and a half each direction going to and from work. Think about how much gas that's going to be. Think about how much traffic you're going to be in. Which leads me to my fourth point. It's hot. You think you know how hot it is. It's hotter. Can you handle the heat? More importantly, can you handle the expense of the heat? Your utilities. Calculate how much you think your utilities are going to be, and then add an extra $50 to $100 on top of that just in case. Because when them summer months hit, you're going to want to have that AC blasting. We are almost at the point now where it's warm all year round. It didn't used to be that way, but depending on what part of Texas you're in, you might have hot temperatures all year round. Number 5, if you are not comfortable with the following: guns, conservative politics, crazy drivers. And when I say crazy, I mean aggressive in pickup trucks. And weather that can change quick. Please think twice about moving to Texas. Any of these things that I have brought up make you feel uncomfortable, please think twice about moving to Texas. I promise you, it will save you a lot of headache. If you have any questions, pop it in my comments. I have lived primarily in South Texas, in the San Antonio area, but I have also frequented Houston, Austin, and the DFW. I also still go to Texas periodically, so any questions you have about moving down there, let me know and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Later.
Okay, so y'all wanted part 2 of things that they don't tell you before moving to Houston about Houston. Let's go. Okay, so for one, y'all, I have never seen so many pimps like in real life before I moved to Houston. It's pimp city out here. Like, you will meet the prettiest girl, think she got her own, and whole time she got a pimp supplying her whole lifestyle. Number 2, they don't tell you that the STD rate out here is like unbelievable. Unbelievable. Some shit you probably never heard or seen of. Do your research and ask for them my charts. I don't care. People out here love to claim that they celibate. They be lying, y'all. They selling it. Number 3, the traffic. The traffic is unbelievable, but I think that's pretty much anywhere in any big city. But what they don't tell you is that the road rage is so crazy. Like, my attitude is like hit or miss depending on the day. But you will never see me get into it with people in traffic out here because they will pull out the blicky so fast. And yes, I have my own, but I promise you, it's different out here. And it's really just not worth it. I'm not going to say don't, but be careful when creating a family out here or moving your family out here. Because honestly, y'all, the school system has failed. They don't want to tell y'all that. They don't want to. They've already taken cursive out of schools. And honestly, I have clients that are teachers, and they literally tell me how their 6th and 7th graders are reading at a 3rd grade level. And the parents gonna get mad. The parents are majority of the problem. If you get robbed out here, majority of the time it is a kid. The grown folks set up the kids to failure out here. I'm just being honest. If y'all don't like it, I don't care. I don't care. It's the truth. Argue with Google and the news. Maybe y'all should turn on the news before riding so hard for your city. And that brings me to my last point. They're gonna ride out here. Houstonians ride so hard for each other. It's a good thing and a bad thing, because even when they're wrong, they're gonna adjust it as right. The mayor is shit. I blame the mayor.
Imagine you find love in the workplace. You fall in love with a coworker, y'all dating, going on concerts, going on different dates, seeing each other all the time. I mean, everything is amazing. And you decide now y'all want to be a little bit more intimate. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had did something before, but you were like, you know what? Let's do this the right way. Let's get tested. Let's make sure we're both good. You get your results back and it's negative. You ask him what was his results. He tell you it's negative. Everything is going amazing until you started getting sick. Oh, you got stays in the hospital. You're losing weight. You lost almost 65 pounds. You go to the dentist and he tell you there's thrash all in your mouth. And that's not normal to have thrash in your mouth without there being an underlying condition. This last stay at the hospital, the doctor comes in there and he tells you, hey, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you have AIDS. You've been infected. You're like, what? Because you're knowing that you and your partner has been tested. Ain't nowhere in hell you could have anything. But only to find out that this man here, Kareem, your coworker, infected you. Not only did he infect you, he infected his wife that he had, that you knew nothing about. Now this man finds out that you have it, and you're pursuing a case against him because you come to find out his wife is infected, and she's been infected since 2009. And here it is 2013 and you have it. So he knew he was infected and he intentionally infected you, but you also find out he intentionally infected his wife as well. This man is from the Houston area. You need to share and repost this because the women in that area need to know if they've ever came in contact with him, it's a possibility you might be infected as well. He's currently took a plea deal for 30 years for intentionally infecting women. Once again, I want to say he's in the Houston area. Share and repost so that the women in that area can know.
Now, this clip right here was supposed to be part of my Houston Hold'em type video that I made last time with all of the HIV, you know, house in Virginia that's being spread all over, especially after the event, the huge event that happened in Texas. Actually, I was dating a guy that lived in Texas. He absolutely hated there, but this man, the way he's like so hypersexual, that is one of the reasons why I stopped talking to him, because I was like, look, I can't, because I don't want to deal with this. You know, obviously now I'm married, but prior to that, I know he used to go to Texas a lot, and you know, with everything going on in Texas and knowing him, this man will literally sleep with anything. And it sounds really bad because I was with him while we were, you know, talking. We didn't really do much because he was always on the road. But my thing is, this man, you know, that's one of the reasons, because he ended up moving to Texas, and I was like, yeah, no, I want absolutely nothing to do with you. Knowing how you are, you have absolutely no self-control when it comes to your sex life. So I was like, yeah, no. And then obviously I ended up meeting my husband, and now we're that. But anyways, her story was pretty crazy. Imagine being with someone, dating them, y'all being intimate, and this person knowingly have something and they never even say anything to you. That's illegal. Like that's a crime. You could literally sue someone for this. That's crazy. Because I was just seeing this pastor who ended up giving this girl or this girl boy something that he cannot get rid of, and now he has to pay millions of dollars, which is good. That video will be coming up shortly. Stay tuned for that.